Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how are you doing? So in today's ASMR football or soccer video, I'm going to catch up with the results that happened over the holiday period. And as quite a few leagues that we usually cover are either finished or on hiatus for Christmas, such as the Bundesliga. That means we'll be doing fewer leagues. In today's video we'll focus primarily on the Premier League, which typically has its busiest period over Christmas. The other English leagues, Serie A, which has had 2 or 3 games, and La Liga as well, and Ligue. I'm not sure about Ligue, whether it's carried on playing or not. So we'll check those out. Also, the Australian A-League has had quite a few games, so we'll have a look at those as well. Okay, you ready? So put your headphones in. If you want to, you can close your eyes, or you can just and just listen along, or you can get writing me that comment to let me know all of the exciting things that have happened to your club over the holiday period. So typically in the Premier League there's always some absolutely wacky results this time of year, and it's definitely been the case. Most of those wacky results have happened to Arsenal, it has to be said, and quite possibly to Aston Villa in a way as well, but Liverpool have more or less escaped wacky results season, and they are top of the Premier League. Man City have played a game fewer than everyone else due to their commitments in the what was it called? The Club World Cup. So they could, with a win, which looks as though it's against Bournemouth. Oh no, it could be against Brentford or Luton as well. They could potentially go second, but not top. Liverpool are 3 points ahead of Aston Villa. You can imagine if I said that back in August. Aston Villa fans must be pinching themselves. Arsenal and Tottenham in 4th and 5th. West Ham up to 6th. Brighton 7th. Man United just as inconsistent as well. There's no comparison really. They're so crazy. Newcastle slipped to 9th. Now they need to get their players back from injury and get a few extra faces in. I think they're totally on their bare bones. Chelsea, talking about inconsistency, Chelsea in 10th. And then we've got Nottingham Forest, which had a good holiday period, in 15th. Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United. Sheffield United still only on single figures. Let's look at those results then. So going back to, I'll go back as far as here actually. So Thursday 21st of December. So Crystal Palace, well, first of all, we saw those results I think. Arsenal beating Brighton 2-0, Brentford losing on to Aston Villa 2-1. West Ham beating Wolves 3-0 and Liverpool drawing with Man United 0-0. Brighton then drew away to Crystal Palace 1-1. Aston Villa drew with Sheffield United 1-1. Really late show. Archer in the 87th and Zaniolo 97th, last kick of the game. His first goal, I believe, in his loan spell at Aston Villa. Then West Ham's good run, 2-0 against Man United, Bowen and Kudus. Kudus has been sensational. Fulham lost at home to Burnley 2-0 because they've had an up and down time of things. Luton beating Newcastle, Townsend 1-0. Right, so it's Brentford who haven't played Man City because they were in the Club World Cup. Nottingham Forest, 10 men, losing to Bournemouth with a Solanke hat-trick, 3-2. Tottenham beating Everton 2-1, Richarlison and Son. And then Liverpool against Arsenal, fantastic, absolutely brilliant watch. Salah and Gabriel with the goals. Wolves then beat Chelsea. Lamine and Doherty 2-1. And then Nottingham Forest actually beat Newcastle in Old Trafford. And Chris Wood, who was an ex-Newcastle player, I think he got one cup goal, no league goals, scored a hat-trick against them. And at times, with his running and his dribbling, looked absolutely sensational. It's funny how you seem to get quite a lot of inspiration when you play against your old team that you haven't really done that well with. Bournemouth beat Fulham 3-0. Sheffield lost at home to Luton 3-2. 2 on goals from Luton. That was a crazy game. So Doty scored the first goal, then McBurney and Ahmed Hodzic put them in front, and then 2 on goals, 77th minute and 81st minute for the Luton win. Liverpool beat Burnley 2-0, Nunez and Jota. And then, somewhat surprisingly, this is, as I hinted, Man United being completely topsy-turvy and inconsistent. Aston Villa 2-0 up, McGinn and Dendoncker, but then second half Garnacho scored 2 and Højlund scored his first Premier League goal to win it for the Red Devils. Then after Christmas, Brentford lost at home to Wolves 4-1, 2 goals for Hwang, who's apparently being scouted by bigger Premier League teams. Chelsea beat London rivals Crystal Palace 2-1. Madueke, 89th minute, winner from the penalty spot. Everton went 1-0 up with Harrison on loan from Leeds scoring, and Man City then scored 3 to win it in the second half. This was an incredible game. This João Pedro is turning out to be an absolute star. 4-2. They were 4-0 down, and then 81st and 85th minutes goals from Tottenham, but they hit the post. They also hit the post. I think it could have been about 6-6, to be honest. Such an entertaining match. And then the start of Arsenal's decline. 2-0 loss at home to a very cunning on the break West Ham. Souček and Mavropanos. Arsenal had, look at that. I watched this match as well, the second half. And yeah, it was like crazy, 30 shots to 6. But to be honest, they could have played for another hour and still not scored. West Ham had it totally sorted in defence. Brave performance from Luton, losing to Chelsea 3-2, came back from 3-0 down to nearly get something from the match. Aston Villa beating 10-man Burnley 3-2 with an 89th minute penalty by Douglas Luiz. Crystal Palace beating Brentford 3-1, 2 goals from Olise, 1 from Eze. Man City beating Sheffield United 2-0, Rodri and Alvarez. Wolves' brilliant form continues with 3-0 being the score between them and Everton, Kilman, Cunha and Dawson. And then topsy-turvy land. Nottingham Forest beating Man United 2-1. Gibbs White with the winner on the 82nd minute. Big result for them. And then another loss for Arsenal, 2-1 this time against London rivals Fulham. Jimenez and Reed with the goals to cancel out Saka's opening goal for Arsenal. Tottenham, however, did manage to not lose 2 in a row. They beat Bournemouth 3-1, goals from Sarr, Son and Richarlison. Liverpool then beating Newcastle again in another, well, Newcastle were all over them. Very entertaining game again. Newcastle definitely could have had 3 or 4, but Liverpool should have had about 8, to be honest. 2 goals from Salah. Nearly got a hat-trick before leaving for the African Cup of Nations. He looked absolutely sensational and I think he set up the 2 goals as well. Some of the VAR decisions, though, I'm not even going to go there. They were just ridiculous. I didn't see that penalty. Apparently it was harsh, but it got saved anyway. But for me, I don't think that was a penalty. I mean, Jota dropped to the floor like 10 minutes after he got brushed by Dubravka. Equally, you might say, like some people on social media, that, you know, he was touched by the goalkeeper, but also I can't understand if he'd gone around the goalkeeper, why didn't he just put it into the empty net? I just don't understand really what his thinking was. Go down immediately or score, but he did, you know, the opposite. And then lastly, West Ham managed to get a credible draw against Brighton, with Estupinian being in very good form at the minute, with his cracking goal the other week against Tottenham as well. So that is the Premier League. Let's take a look at the Championship. Leicester now 10 points ahead of Ipswich in second, Southampton in third, Leeds in fourth, West Brom in fifth, Sunderland in sixth. And then you've got Cardiff in ninth, Swansea in 16th, and I think we've got a new manager today. Close to appointing Luke Williams as manager amid advanced talks. Although I think the caretaker has done pretty decent, to be honest. And then Birmingham have sacked Rooney. Totally inexcusable what they did. They got rid of a manager who took them to 4th in the table, which is shocking. Look at the results. They beat Cardiff, and they beat Sheffield Wednesday, who were rock bottom at the time. And then was he in charge for that one? No, so John Eustace was in charge the last time they won their very, very good result against West Brom, who started quite calmly and slowly. So yeah, I think Rooney's first game was against Middlesbrough, yeah. And they lost. And then they lost. Drew, lost. Just 2 wins. Absolutely awful. Swansea under the caretaker manager done a lot better. So I think, where did we? It's been a while we've had a caretaker manager actually. Was it Rotherham? Was his first? Alan Sheehan, yeah, possibly Rotherham. Or was it Huddersfield? Somewhere. No, okay. So he got a win, a draw, a loss, a win, a loss, a draw, a win. So that's actually pretty decent. He's done a good job. Obviously, a bit embarrassing to lose against our old manager 5-0. But congrats to Southampton, who are looking good this season. Let's have a little look then. So many games, I can't do every single one, so let's start here. So Leicester beating Birmingham 3-2, Swansea beating Preston 2-1, 2 goals from Patterson, Leeds really beating Ipswich hard 4-0. I think I was watching this game live and I was really shocked that they didn't. Oh no, they did start Broadhead. Oh, maybe it's a different game I was watching then. Rare off game for Dan James. Leicester beating Rotherham 3-0. 2 goals for Daka. Middlesbrough beating West Brom 1-0. Rodgers with the goal. Norwich beating Huddersfield 2-0. McCallum and Sainz. Southampton beating QPR with 10 men. Howard Bellis with the only goal. Cardiff beat Sheffield Wednesday with goals from Grant and an own goal, 2-1. And Coventry beat Sunderland 3-0 away, Sakamoto, O'Hare and Palmer. Preston then, that's the one I watched, Miller's fantastic goal. Canadian, isn't he? And he's on loan, but I can't remember from whom. Liam Miller. On loan from Basel. Interesting. He scored a sensational goal in that game, and then he scored the winner in his next game as well against, was it the winner against the Swans? Millwall beat QPR 2-0, Bradshaw and Wallace. Huddersfield had a big win against Blackburn 3-0, Headley, Thomas and Bergzorg. Southampton we talked about beating Swansea 5-0. Bristol managed to get a 4-1 away at Watford. Chakvatadze. But Bristol City's Pring, Hoot, Sykes and Vyman with the goals. Stoke beat Birmingham 3-1. Thompson, Gooch and Vidigal. West Brom got a win there against Norwich. Thomas Asante 1-0. And the top two 1-1. Thanks to a own goal from Vestergaard in the 93rd minute. Mavidi. I can't say it. Mavididi. Too many D's. Can't do it. Southampton won again, this time against Plymouth 2-1. Leicester beat Cardiff 2-0. Coventry drew with Swansea 2-2. Thanks to Cullen's 93rd minute. He's had another good period over the holidays. Middlesbrough beat Huddersfield 2-1. Thanks to Howson on the 84th minute with the winner. And Rotherham got a draw with Sunderland 1-0. Klukas and Clark. Watford Stoke 1-0. Livermore and Amai. And then West Brom beat Leeds, Diangana 1-0. And then in the beginning of January we saw loads of results. Leeds beating Birmingham 3-0. Bamford, James and Somerville. Leicester beating Huddersfield 4-1. Plymouth, Watford 3-all, Azaz, Whittaker and Hardy. Kayembe, Kone and Andrews. Cardiff beat QPR 2-1. Gutas and Ung. Swansea beat West Brom, surprisingly, with another goal from Liam Cullen. And Sheffield Wednesday got a win against 10-man Hull, Johnson, Kasama and Windass. So that is Championship. League 1. Portsmouth and Bolton at the top. Peterborough, Derby, Oxford, Barnsley. Stevenage slipping out of the top 6. Fleetwood now down the bottom. Key results over the Christmas period. I can see Reading with a win. Aziz and Smith 2-0 against Wigan. Bolton beating Leyton Orient 3-2. Cogley, Charles and Thomason. Got Leyton Orient beating Charlton 1-0. Beckles with the goal. Portsmouth lost away to Bristol Rovers 2-1. Evans and 94th minute winner by Thomas. Derby beating Wigan 1-0 with a goal from Nelson. Wigan beating Carlisle 2-0. McGuinness and Morrison. Burton beating Shrewsbury with a goal from Lubala, 1-0. Bolton beat Fleetwood away 2-0. Charles and Adeboyejo. And Peterborough, Barnsley 2-2. Clark Harris with 2 and Kane and Cole for Barnsley. Port Vale beat Blackpool 3-0. Garrity, Wilson and Smith. And then in the new year, Blackpool beat Lincoln 2-0. Casey and Hamilton. Carlisle beat Port Vale 2-1. Gibson with a penalty and 93rd minute winner by Mellish. Oxford won away at Charlton 2-1 in London. Harris and Smythe or Smith. Peterborough actually managed to beat Derby 3-2, 94th minute by 94th minute winner by Jones. Portsmouth beat Stevenage. Welshman Thompson, but Lane and Bishop with the goals for Portsmouth. And Reading won again to Exeter 3-2. Another goal by Aziz. And Wickham beat Bristol Rovers despite 2 late goals by Martin in extra time. 10-man Wickham. And League 2. Stockport County atop. Mansfield 2nd, Wrexham 3rd, Notts County 5th. And Forest Green now rock bottom with Sutton United just above them. Newport in 18th. MK Dons in 8th, Wimbledon in 7th. Key results all with the holiday period. Forest Green drew with Gillingham. Colchester beat Salford 2-1. I think there's a managerial change at Salford now, isn't there? Cooper with a winner. Oh, is Cooper on loan from Swans? No, it's a different one. Where was I? Oh, Stockport 8-0 over Sutton United. Newport drew with Grimsby 1-1. MK Dons beat Forest Green 2-0. And then we've got Stockport beating Notts County 2-1. MK Dons winning away at Morecambe 3-1. 2 goals from Dean. Wrexham beating Newport in the it's quite a big derby apparently, because despite Newport being South Wales and Wrexham North, they faced each other in the playoff final a couple of years ago when Newport got promoted, and Wrexham then had another good few years in non-league. 2-0 win for Wrexham though this time. Jones and Lee. Mansfield 2-0 over Grimsby. Wimbledon lost at home to Sutton United 1-0. Harrogate Town beat Accrington 2-1. Muldoon and Thompson 93rd minute winner. Newport beating Forest Green 4-2. 2 goals from Evans. Salford lost at home 5-1 to Tranmere. 10-man Salford. Wrexham won again this time 1-0. James McLean with a goal. And Walsall beat Crewe 2-0. Wimbledon beat Colchester 5-3. 2 goals for Davison. Harrogate lost at home to Tranmere 2-0. Mansfield 1-1 with Doncaster, Johnson and Ironside. Newport Crewe 1-1, Evans and Long. Another loss for Salford 3-0 by Grimsby this time. Clifton, Malarkey and Rose. And Wrexham lost. Walsall beating them 3-1, Earing, Hutchinson and Allen. And then in the new year, another loss for Salford 3-0 by Accrington and Stanley. Wally and 2 goals from Nolan. Colchester lost home to Gillingham 1-0, Malone with the only goal. Doncaster beat MK Dons 3-0, another goal from Ironside. Morecambe 2, Harrogate Town 2. Stockport County lost on to Mansfield 2-0. 102nd minute goal. And Wrexham beat Barrow 4-1, while Notts County lost 4-2 to Tranmere. Okay, let's go to Serie A, where there are a couple of games over the holiday period. So for the rest of this video we're going to look at Serie A, La Liga, Ligue 1 and the A-League in Australia. Okay, Inter are still top, Juve however only 2 points behind, AC Milan quite a way off in third, Fiorentina having a fantastic season, Bologna too, but they had an unusual for them loss. Atalanta in 6th, Roma in 7th, Napoli champions in 8th. It's very tight, a win could put them up into 5th. And Lazio not far behind as well. Crazily, between 4th and 11th, there's only 11 points in it. Verona in 17th, Sassuolo in 16th, Udinese in 15th, Frosinone still doing well in 14th, Genoa in 12th. Monza having a good season in 11th, but Cagliari, Empoli and Salernitana down the bottom. Right, so Atalanta beat Salernitana 4-1, Lazio beat Empoli 2-0, Conduzi and Zaccagni. Genoa beat Sassuolo away 2-1, Ekuban with the 87th minute winner. Fiorentina beat Monza away, Beltran with the only goal. Credible draw for bottom Salernitana against third place AC Milan. Fazio Candreva having a sensational season. How many goals has he scored? A 36. 4 goals, and they're all from outside the box. 1, 2, or maybe not all, but yeah, they are fantastic goals when he scores them. 4 assists. Rating of 7.17. Still got it. Frosinone narrowly lost to Juve. 81st minute from winner from Vlahovic. Bologna beating Atalanta to show their top 4 potential credentials. Ferguson, now the top scoring Scot in Serie A, I believe. Torino Udinese 1-1. Verona beating Cagliari 2-0. Ngonge and Juric. Inter beating Lecce, 10-man Lecce 2-0, Bisek and Barella. Roma beating Napoli. What's it called? Il Derby del Sole, something. 2 players sent off for Napoli, Pellegrini and Lukaku with the goals. It's a very feisty match, as usual with Roma. Okay, next up, Fiorentina beat Torino 1-0, Ranieri with the goal. Napoli Monza 0-0, Genoa Inter 1-1. Dragoshin, who was destined for Spurs, apparently. Arnautovic with the first goal for Inter. And then Lazio beating Frosinone 3-1. Atalanta beating Lecce 1-0. Goal from Ademola Lookman. Cagliari Empoli 0-0. Ah, wow. That's a big result for Udinese. 3-0 over Bologna, who usually do not concede. Pereira, Lucca and Paiero with the goals. AC Milan narrowly beating Sassuolo 1-0, Pulisic. Verona losing to Salernitana, so they've had a good holiday period. Shauna with the only goal. And Juve beating Roma with an offside goal by Rabiot. Sorry, it was offside. I think they did enough Roma for a 0-0, to be honest, and a draw. So Lukaku had a bad day at the office as well. And that is Serie A. We'll skip past Bundesliga, which is on a little break. Just checking on Eredivisie. Did they play? No, they didn't play. Allsvenskan is finished, so La Liga. Okay, so that means that game is finished. draw, is it? Wow. So when I started the video, oh, it's not finished. 3-3, Morata hat-trick. Girona trying to get to the top of the table again, but third place Atletico Madrid not letting them so far. Fernandez, Savio and Blint with the goals for the home team. The absolute surprise package so far, and if I had to say there were two surprise packages, my Athletic Bilbao were the other. They are a game fewer than the top three, and if they win that match, which is against Sevilla, then they could go into the top four, replacing Barcelona. And at that point, are Barcelona replacing Xavi? Interesting. Barcelona, however, who they got next? They're away to Las Palmas. It's a very winnable match for them. So, in brief, Real Madrid top. Girona currently playing to try and get back to the top. Atletico Madrid in third, Barcelona in fourth, Bilbao fifth, Sociedad making a Basque fifth and sixth. Betis, Getafe and Valencia and Las Palmas make up the top 10. Villarreal 13th, Sevilla 16th, Celta Vigo now out of the bottom three. In there are Cádiz, Granada and Almería. So, Monday Girona beat Deportivo Alavés 3-0. 2 goals by Dovbyk. Valencia won away in Madrid against Rayo Vallecano 1-0 with a Sergi Canos goal. Atleti drew with Granada. Getafe, in another Madrid derby, 3-3. While Sevilla beat Granada away 3-0, goal from Ocampos. And on the Wednesday, Barcelona beat Almería 3-2, 83rd minute winner by Roberto. Athletic Bilbao beat Las Palmas 1-0, 94th minute win by Gomez, who I believe came on as a substitute. Villarreal beat Celta Vigo 3-2. It looks like they were 3-0 up before two comeback goals from Celta Vigo, but not enough. Cádiz, Sociedad 0-0. Betis, Girona with an 88th minute equaliser, Petzela 1-1. Real Madrid, Deportivo Alavés, 92nd minute Vázquez, winner from the 10 men Madrid, Real Madrid. Mallorca then beat Osasuna 3-2. And Atleti beat Sevilla 1-0. 10-man Llorente with the winner. Rayo beat Getafe in Madrid. 2 players sent off for Getafe. 2 goals for Cabello. Sociedad another draw, this time with Alaves. 1-1. Only thanks to Zubimendi's 96th minute equaliser. Not a good period of time for Sociedad over the holiday period. And Valencia, who got another win this time over local rivals Villarreal 3-1. Yaremchuk Pepelu with 2 penalties. Granada beat Cádiz 2-0. Uzuni and Zaragoza with the goals. Celta Vigo beat Real Betis. Wow. Aspas and then Svedberg with a 96th minute winner. And then Real Madrid beat Mallorca with a goal from Rüdiger. 1-0. How's the match doing? Still 3-3. Looks like a cracker. Okay. Did Ligue 1 play over Christmas? Yes, they did. Okay, let's look at the table. Paris Saint-Germain still top 5 points ahead of Nice. Monaco 7 points behind. Brest up in 4th. Well done to them. And Lille in 5th. Marseille in 6th. Lens coming back up now to 7th after a difficult start. But Lyon up to 15th now. Let's see how that happened then. So I would have done those. Wednesday. Brest beat Lorient 4-0. Doumbia with a hat-trick. No, 4 goals. Rennes finally got a win, this time away to Clermont. 10-man Clermont with a 3-1 victory. Shamar Nicholson, ex-Spartak Moscow. Another Maximiliano Coffrier is another ex-Spartak Moscow as well. Lyon beat Nantes 1-0. Lacazette, 10-man. Montpellier drawing with Marseille 1-1. Fayard and Vertou. Nice beating Lens 2-0. 2 goals from Moffi. Paris Saint-Germain beating Metz 3-1. 2 goals from Mbappe. I don't think anyone's going to stop them this season. Reims beating Le Havre 1-0. Nakamura. Strasbourg beating Lille 2-1. Yoro and Mwanga. Yoro with own goal actually. Toulouse losing at home to Monaco. 10-man Monaco. 2 goals from Ben Yedder. Okay, and let's finish off by going to the A-League in Australia, where there are quite a few matches happening. Welly is still top, Melbourne second, and we got West United down the bottom with 6 points, Perth Glory with 8 and 11th place. Okay, so we'll go from Monday 18th, Macarthur losing at home 3-0 to Welly, Craven 2 goals from Barbarouses. Brisbane lost at home to Central Coast Mariners 3-0 on Thursday, Tullio and 2 goals from Torres. Adelaide beat Newcastle Jets 3-1 on the Friday. Ibusuki, Clough and Halloran with the goals to cancel out Vidic on the other team. Wellington Phoenix then beat Western Sydney Wanderers 2-0. 2 goals in injury time by Barbarouses and Old. Sydney beat Western United. Fabio Lolly with 2 goals and Rodwell to cancel out Thurgate and Grimaldi's goals. Melbourne City drew with Melbourne Victory in the derby 0-0. And Perth Glory beat Macarthur 3-2 thanks to Khalifi, Ivanovic and Williams. 93rd minute winner to cancel out Miller and Germain. Then an 8-1 win for Melbourne City against Brisbane Roar. Hat-trick for McLaren. And then Sydney beating Wellington Phoenix, despite them being at the top. 3-1, Grant, Mack and Fabio with the goals. And Newcastle Jets beating West United 2-0, even though they were 10 men. Buhagia with 2 goals. Melbourne Victory beat Adelaide United 2-0. Mahach and Fornaroli. Then Central Coast Mariners beat Perth Glory, who were down to 10 men. 4-2, Farrell, Kual, and 2 penalties by Tullio, cancelling out Taggart and Kolakowski. And last but not least, Western Sydney beat Macarthur 3-1, Antonsen, Simmons and Ewell cancelling out the only goal for Macarthur, which came from Holman. And Adelaide play Wellington Phoenix tomorrow. Awesome, I really hope you enjoyed that. I will be doing very soon the video on the final round of matches from the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League, and we'll be looking at the draw for the playoff round in each of them as well. So keep an eye out for that video coming very soon. But until then, thanks so much for watching. Click subscribe if you're new to the channel. Click like if you enjoyed it and you want it to go to a larger audience for me. I'd be super appreciative, thank you. And drop me a comment, let me know how your team did. Join me on Patreon if you want to. Info about that in the box below. And otherwise, just have a really relaxing rest of your day, evening, good night's sleep, whatever you're using this video for. And I'll see you again really soon, okay? Take care.